Hello, Year 2. It is time for more time. Hurrah! I was really impressed with people yesterday using the hour hand. Today, we're also going to use the hour hand, but we will introduce the minute hand. Let's have a bit of a recap on our learning from yesterday. Can you remember the name of this part of the clock? The whole thing with all of the numbers on is called the face. What about these red numbers, these big red numbers that go all around the edge? Those are the hours. We count those with, well, it's the thing we were using yesterday, the hour hand. And if those are the hours, what are these? 60 of them all together. They are the minutes. And we count those with the minute hand. Yesterday, I asked you to finish off with V, W, and X and send me a picture. Let's see if that's stuck in your brain. Here are V, W, and X. Look carefully at where the hour hand is pointing. Is it pointing straight at a number for o'clock? Or is it pointing right in between, halfway between two numbers for half past? Or is it just past that number for quarter past? What time do you think V shows? 1 o'clock. How about W? It's not quite halfway between 3 and 4, so this is quarter past 3. And X, halfway between 7 and 8, it is 7:30. Now, please look carefully at the spelling of quarter. A number of people yesterday missed out this so they wrote quater. It's quarter past 3. Okay, what time is shown on the clock? Hopefully, you're all screaming at your tablet or mobile phone or computer or TV saying 3 o'clock. Absolutely right. We've got this lovely red hour hand pointing straight at the number 3. We don't even need the minute hand to know that it's 3 o'clock. What time is shown on the clock? Can you tell? There's no hour hand. This is useless to us. I mean, we know it's pointing straight up, so we know it's o'clock, but we can't tell using the minute time, just using the minute hand, what time it is. Could be any time of day. We need that hour hand. Just like this one that shows 4 o'clock. We've got this hour hand pointing straight at that number 4, and we've counted no minutes. Now this minute hand goes round and round and round and round. And as it does, the hour hand moves as well, like this. I'm going to rewind that so you can see. It started out at 4 o'clock and it goes around, and watch the hour hand, that red hand moving too, as the minute hand moves around. Now the minute hand actually moves around even more times than that. It will move on 60 times as it goes around. I'm taking a shortcut. 4 o'clock, all the way around. It's gone 4 o'clock, and it's coming up to 5 o'clock. There we go. Now, many people wondering, Mr. Scullion, how do you know which order to teach maths in? Well, why did I teach you fractions before I'm teaching you time? What fraction of the clock is blue? Well, half of this clock is blue. Now think about that minute hand that we just looked at. Here it is. I've changed the colour of it. The minute hand travels around the clock this way. This way. When it gets to this point and it's pointing down, it has travelled halfway round the clock. It has turned halfway round. That's how we know that this shows half past. We don't know half past what, because there is no hour hand. There's no red hand pointing halfway between 10 and 11, halfway between 7 and 8. We do know when the minute hand is pointing straight down, it shows half past. So, if we put an hour hand in, what time is shown on the clock? It's 2:30. Right, I'm going to ask and you're going to answer. You can talk to the TV or the tablet or the phone if you like. What time is shown on the clock? 1:30. How about now? 4:30. How about now? 7:30. How about now? It's 10:30. And now? 5:30. And this one? 9:30. In all of these examples, this hand hasn't moved. We've been using that hour hand again to check where it is 9:30, halfway between 9 and 10. We know that the minute hand, if it's pointing down, has traveled halfway around the clock. That's where we get the word half from. I'm sure by now you're feeling like you're an expert on telling the time. So let's make it a little bit trickier. Let's look at this one. What fraction of the clock is blue? Well done if you've said quarter. Imagine we've cut it in half, and we've cut it in half again, just like we did with our fractions last week, the week before, and the week before that. This shows quarter. If we put our clock there with the minute hand and the hour hand, what time do you think this shows? Let's have a look at it on its own. We've thought about 1/2 where the minute hand has gone halfway round, but now it's only gone quarter of the way around. What time is shown here? 2:15. Right, I'm going to put out lots of these. It's up to you to talk to the computer. The more you talk to the tablet or the phone, the better you'll get at recognizing the time. 6:15. 5:15. 8:15. 11:15. 7:15. Now, today's activity, you are going to have clocks that show o'clock, 1/4 and 1/2. Your examples will look a little bit like this. What do you think these clocks show? Pause the video, have a think, tell me what time is shown on the clock. They might be o'clock, they might be 1/4, they could be 1/2 in your examples today. The first one, here we've got an hour hand pointing straight at the number, so this is 8 o'clock. Minute hand pointing straight at the top, it hasn't counted around any minutes at all. 8 o'clock. The second one, well, this is pointing after the 10, and this blue hand has traveled 1/4 of the way round. So this we know shows 10:15. And the minute hand here has traveled halfway round. If we look at the red hour hand, it is halfway between the 1 and the 2. This shows 1/2. Now it's really straightforward when we've got these two different colors. You also need to notice the size, because today's activity looks like this. The hour hand, the one that gives us the most information, that is the short one, the hour hand. So look really carefully at this hour hand before you look at the longer minute hand. In your maths book, you're going to write A, and then in words, you're going to write o'clock, 1/4 or 1/2, depending on what the clock face shows. So for example, For question A, in your book, you will write the letter A beautifully on the line. There are some people who've forgotten we like to see beautiful maths in our maths books. A, then you would write 8 o'clock. This is pointing straight at the number 8. This is pointing straight up. It hasn't counted round at all. 8 o'clock. Just like I've written on this one. So this bit's fine in numbers, and then o'clock in words. If there's a quarter past, you need to write the words quarter past, and then the number. And the same for half past. Half past, and then the number. You could pause on this screen while you have a go if you've managed to print out this one. This will give you the useful spellings that you're going to need. If you're looking at the screen for these examples, then write down these spellings on a different piece of paper so you can copy them later for these examples. Once you've done, send me a picture of your questions A to O of o'clock, quarter past, and half past.